Good morning, students. In the last class, we discussed about kinetic equations of motion. In that kinetic equation of motion, we derive three equations by using graphical method. Those are V equals to U plus AT, S equals to UT plus of AT square, and V square minus U square equals to 2AS. So there is one more formula that is actually the derivation is not there for us. That is the distance travelled by a body in nth second. So the distance travelled by a body in nth second is Sn is equals to U plus A into n minus half. For example, at t is equals to second, not 2 seconds. So what is the distance travelled by body in second is n plus we can write 2 U plus A into 2 minus half. So like this you can calculate the distance travelled by a body in nth second. See, so what is the difference between S is equals to ut plus of at square and Sn? This is the difference. What is the difference? Here, for example, if you come to college, 4 hours class has been done, then you have a lunch break. So the question is, what has happened in these 4 hours? Means, you can say something. What happened first hour, different types of subjects has been happened. So in 4 hours, 4 subjects came, they thought. Now, that question is different from what happened in 4th hour. So in 4 hours, what happens is, we can explain. 4th hour also we can explain. So, the distance travelled by a body in 10 seconds. For example, if we drop a body from a height, it reaches the ground in 4 seconds. So, what is the distance travelled in 4 seconds can be calculated by using S is equals to UT plus of AT square. The same question, what is the distance travelled by the same body in 4th second? That can be calculated by using this equation. That is the difference between distance travelled by body in t seconds to tth second. Clear? Okay. Now, equations of motion for a vertically projected body. Equations of motion for a vertically projected body. Simple. You only take an example. So let us take a ball. You project the ball to A. Means you are throwing a ball to upwards. Okay. So when you are throwing a ball to upwards, you are throwing means the ball gains some velocity or not? Yes. So when you throw an object upwards, it has some initial velocity, because without velocity it can move upwards. Okay. Now what happens? The ball is, so I have taken the ball and throwing upwards. So the ball is moving upwards with a velocity u. Now we know we are on Earth surface, so that one force is always on with us. What that force? Gravitational force. So the gravitational force is acting downwards, means acceleration and velocity are in opposite direction. So velocity is moving upwards, the direction of the ball is upwards, acceleration acting downwards. So what happens? When velocity and acceleration are in opposite direction, velocity of the body decreases. So velocity go on decreasing, and finally the velocity at the highest point becomes 0. Means when it reaches the highest point, its velocity becomes what, ma? 0. Now, what is the final velocity of the vertically projected body? 0. Let us assume that it travels a distance of h upwards. So, S is equals to h. A acceleration, here it is increasing the velocity or decreasing the velocity? Say, decreasing, right? So acceleration is negative or positive? Negative. That acceleration is because of what? Acceleration due to gravity. So these are the conditions for a vertically projected body. Now, so we throw an object, it moves with upwards with some velocity because it is acting under gravity, means acceleration due to gravity. The velocity of the object go on decreases and finally comes to rest. Means at maximum height its velocity is 0. So okay. Now what is the first equation? V is equals to u plus at. Apply the conditions. What is V? 0. What is u? U. What is a? Minus g into t. That implies u is equals to gt. This is equation number 1. Next, same way, second equation, s is equals to ut plus of at square. You only apply, dear students. What is s? H. U is u. T is t minus of g t square. And last equation, v square minus u square is equals to 2as. What is v square here? 0 minus u square is equals to 2g minus, right? From this minus minus cancel, what do you get? U square equals to 2gh. So these three equations are equations of motion for a vertically projected body. Understood? Now in that also we can take that from equation 1 we can get one definition. From equation 1, what is that? U is equals to gt. That implies t is equals to u by g. So this is called as time of ascent. Means what? When you projected a body into air, it reaches some height. To reach that height, it takes some time. That time is called time of ascent. So what is time of ascent? You can say, right? What is time of ascent? The time taken by a body, an object, to reach its maximum height. To reach its maximum height. That time taken is called what? Time of ascent. So we can define as the time taken by body to reach its maximum height. So that time is called what? Time of ascent. And you got the formula for time of ascent as what? TA is equals to u by g. And the maximum distance, here see, it travels some distance, right? That distance is called what? The maximum distance traveled by an object along vertical direction is called what? Maximum height. That also we can write. So what is for maximum height? Sorry, it is maximum height, that is defined by capital H. The maximum distance traveled by an object when it is projected vertically upwards. What is equation 3? Have you remember that? U square is equals to 2gh. That implies h is equals to u square by 2g. So that is the expression for maximum height. So what is maximum height? The maximum distance travelled by a projectile or object when it is projected vertically upwards is called what? Maximum height. So from the three equations we got two definitions. One is time of ascent and one is maximum height. Next equation is equations of motion for a freely falling body. Freely falling body. For example, kept any object on a floor, first floor, anyone. For example, I kept an object here. I just pushed it. Means make drop. You just drop the ball. Now it reaches the ground. Means hits the ground. Yes or not? It hits the ground. The distance travelled is vertical direction. So we consider this as height h. Initially, it is not thrown, it is dropped. So its initial velocity is 0. Now, as we know that acceleration due to gravity is acting downwards, the body is also moving along the same direction. Both are along same direction. What happens? Velocity keep on increasing and strike the surface. Initially it is 0, but it is acting under acceleration due to gravity. So what happens? The velocity keep on increases and finally hits the surface with the velocity v. So now in this case, for a freely falling body, initial velocity is 0. When it hits the ground, it has some velocity. That velocity is v. Acceleration is along the same direction. A is equals to g, s is equals to h. Now the same equation what we can write right here. V is equals to u plus at. That implies V is equals to 0 plus gt, nothing but gt. This is equation number 1. Next, s is equals to ut plus of at square. Here what is u? 0. S is h. This total term becomes 0 plus of gt square. From that, h is equals to of gt square. Final equation, v square minus u square is equals to 2as. That implies v square is equals to 2gh. Implies v is equals to root of 2gh. So this equations explain that what? When a body is dropped from height h, it hits the ground, or with what velocity it reaches the ground, we can calculate by using this equation. V is equals to root of 2gh. So here also we can calculate time. Time t is equals to v by g, or from here also we can calculate time. So this explains that when you drop from a body from a height h, the time taken by a body to reach the ground, that is called what? Time of descent. Moving upwards, the time taken by body to reach its maximum height is called what? Time of ascent. The same time taken by body to reach the ground is called what? Time of descent. So we can write the definition as so what is time of descent? So time of descent is happened with letters t suffix d. So what is time of descent? The time taken by a freely falling body to reach the ground. that time taken is called what? Time of descent. From equation 1, t is equals to v by g, or if the velocity which strike the ground is u, so that is equals to u by g. Or from equation 2, we got the equation as h is equals to of gt square. From this I want t, so t is equals to, send 2 here, 2h. If you send g here, 2h by g under root. So these are the two formulas that can be utilized to calculate time of descent. So here we learned time of ascent and time of descent. Now for example, I will explain this one very important thing, that I projected a body with a velocity u. It reaches, means the velocity goes on, decreases, and finally comes to 0 here. Now after reaching here, it should fall and strike the ground with some velocity v. Here we have to observe that is when there is no air resistance, with what velocity, if we project the same velocity it reaches the ground. With what velocity we project the body, the same velocity reaches the ground, but in opposite direction. So while projection u is positive, while coming back it moves with minus u. So total change in velocity in a projectile is equals to what? u1 minus u2 or u2 minus u1. u positive, minus of minus, plus u. So how much? 2u. So magnitude of change in velocity is what? 2u. But if you project a body with some velocity, the ball or body will come to the ground with same velocity but in opposite direction. And one more thing you have to observe, while moving upwards, the projectile, these are important points for neat point of view. While moving upwards, u and acceleration, means the angle between velocity and acceleration is 180. Is it right? See, while it is moving upwards, velocity is upward direction, and velocity and acceleration how much? 180, because both are in opposite direction. While moving downwards, angle between velocity and acceleration, say how much? Both are along same direction, right? So here acceleration is downwards, here acceleration is also downwards. So both are same direction. So angle is what? 0. At maximum height, see, this is velocity, acceleration acting downwards. So at maximum height, angle between u and a, means velocity and acceleration is 90 degrees. So the same question can be asked. What is acceleration? We say easily. What is acceleration? The rate of change of velocity. So give an example for a body having acceleration but zero velocity. Understood the question? Give an example for a body having velocity is 0 but acceleration should be there. Can it is possible? Yes. Where? See, at maximum height of a projectile, velocity is 0 but it has acceleration. So you should remember, or you have to note this point, that very important one. At maximum height, velocity is 0 but acceleration is not equals to 0. One more example. For a body moving with uniform velocity, for a body moving with uniform velocity means v is constant or v is not equals to 0, but a body moving with uniform velocity, acceleration is 0. So these things they will ask for one more question. You should understand the concept, that is easy to write the answer. Next, the one more formula for this projectile is called time of flight. What is time of flight? Is nothing but, see, when you project a body, what happens? It moves upwards and reaches maximum height. From thereafter, what happens? Its velocity becomes 0. Then it hits the ground with what velocity we project. So moving upwards, the time taken is called time of ascent. Coming downwards, the time taken is called time of descent. So from starting to end, it remains in air, right? So that is called time of flight. The time in which a body remains in air is called time of flight. So we can say that the time in which a body remains in air is called time of flight. So we can define this time of flight as Tf is equals to, or small tf is equals to what? In which remains is what? Time of ascent plus time of descent. As we know, we proved, because it is having same velocity, time of ascent is equals to time of descent is equals to what? U by g. So substitute the values. Tf is equals to u by g plus u by g, that is equals to 2u by g. Here you should remember, while discussing this motion, whether upwards or downwards, it doesn't depend upon mass. So the time taken is independent of mass, means if you take a large stone of 100 kg and a small stone of 1.1 kg, both are dropped from a same height, both will reach the ground same time. Why? Time taken is what? U by g or v by g or root of 2h by g, right? Time of flight, time of descent formula is what? Root of 2h by g. Both are dropping from the same height, and on all bodies acceleration due to gravity remains same. So two masses, two different masses, if dropped from same height, both will reach ground at same time, because this time taken is independent of mass. It only depends upon height and acceleration due to gravity. So go through the class effectively, and if you have any doubts, you can join Zoom meeting, and please, I request you to ask the questions. Then only I come to know that what problem you are facing. Okay students, thank you. It's clear, right? Okay.